Hello everyone, Scott here from Pillow Partners with this week's edition of the High Net Worth Property Podcast, where we look at showcase properties, real estate investments and property businesses, all built around educating and inspiring our viewers. And this week this one caught my eye for a few good reasons, and we have one in Berwick-upon-Tweed on the east coast, just at the border between Scotland and England. So you may not know where Berwick-upon-Tweed is, so I'm going to do something different. Start with the location this time rather than the property. So we can see here we're just near the Scottish border, not too far. I think we're probably 5 miles. But Berwick-upon-Tweed on the east coast, you can see close to Edinburgh, halfway between Edinburgh and Newcastle, and near the Scottish border. So I think this is a great location. It is near the coast, always a good bet. But the main train line from Edinburgh to London always stops at Berwick-upon-Tweed, so I think it's a really great place. Goes to Newcastle, so you can get from Edinburgh and anywhere in Scotland to Berwick-upon-Tweed, and you can get from England. So you can get to London very easily, and I think you'll be talking 4 hours to get from, maybe 3.5 to get from London to Berwick-upon-Tweed, depending on train. So reasonably easy to get to, and it is one direct train. So if we were looking at guests getting there, or owners who want to go to their own property or have this as a showcase property, and you'll see why, nice and easy to get to. I think property prices will be rising in Berwick-upon-Tweed moving forward as I record this. So let's have a look at the property. We are talking guide price 1.35000. So I'd say maybe say $500,000. So one in for 1.5 million on this, but it has lots of features I think you will like. So I'm going to go through very quickly the pictures. You can see here it's quite a substantial property, and I'll go through the different reasons why I think this is a nice investment, maybe for a showcase property, but that you want to live in, second home. However, it has other properties and other units there that will work as holiday homes. So let's have a look. So what a great place. If we're looking at wow pictures for marketing online, that is a nice wow picture. That's going to draw people in. It's going to look better. I mean, that's a wow picture. That is an absolute cracker. We've got a lot of land there. So again, you guys that have watched this over the last 3 years, you know I love a little bit of land. Looking at that, that's already fenced off. There's some things you could do there. So it excites me just looking at that, about what we could do for that. Now, we are going to need local planning permission, but we have a big development there. It is isolated forest fields, so I don't foresee any problem as long as it's done correctly and benefits the community. So we could be popping up some lodges there, some other properties. I think there's some nice things we can do there. Again, lovely, great big converted barn. So whiz through the internals here, because it's as you might expect for a property. So some exposed brickwork there, so it isn't all super modern. So I like that mixture between traditional, maybe somebody's office. So there's things we can do to convert that into more accommodation, family rooms, games rooms, children's rooms, a gym. Again, what a great place to sleep. And look at the size of that bedroom. Fantastic. So again, it has a little bit of character about it. Exposed beams with a really fresh, modern feel as well. Nice outlook. But here's when we're getting into the interesting part. Lots we can do with the outside space. When I'm looking at investments for high net worth owners, I'm looking to create something rather than just a bricks and mortar accommodation. I'm looking to have something to market, to catch the emotions of potential guests and say, who's going to rent this place? Why would they come here? We may want to be covering the pond up for children, but we want to create a really great outside space. This is going to sleep 10, 20 people, more so, I think, when we see the other buildings. We want to really make a space here where people are coming together, especially if you're coming up from London or overseas. So outside space is very, very interesting here. We can do a lot. Now, we're moving on to this building, which this floor plans is a big equestrian building. So when people say, Scott, what should I invest in? We want something that's future-proof. We want something that has an edge, has a USP, that will hold its value. We can always charge good rates rather than people entering the market. This here is a big equestrian thing. Now, I am not a horse person, don't know anything about it, and I'm not going to claim to know, but we do have people in the team who are, and having this here and having this facility is it's a barrier to entry. It gives you an edge that other people won't have. So if you've got this already set up as part of your property for people coming, spending time with a horse, whatever horse people do, don't claim to know, thought about, break an arm, put it in social media, whatever they do with horses, you have an edge here. The barriers to entry for somebody building one of these is high. Nobody's going to have the space in a normal traditional holiday cottage. They're not going to have the money. There's no return on investment really on building this just for the holiday guests, but because it's there, we can have a real edge in USP. Friends can bring horses. There's different opportunities here. So very unique market. Even if it sits empty, it's still a good investment, but a space like this is fantastic. Again, look at the other space you have here. Amazing. So look, I love outside space. So at the arena, lots of things you can do here. Run events, little allotment, nice self-sustainability, good. You can run eco. If you're doing eco lodges, you can do some other stuff there. Loads and loads of cool outside space, gardens, other lodges we're moving on to. So we have other places that we can rent out. So the reason I like this, one, if you just want to rent all the properties out, then that's totally cool. I mean, even the outbuildings are fantastic. If you want to rent the whole thing out as 100% investment, you have different ones. You can have the big, massive house as the principal one, and you can have these smaller ones that are slightly cheaper. So if you're going for the super high-end executive market, they're going to rent the big, massive house. But this will be a cheaper nightly rate because the outbuildings, individual cottages, are going to be cheaper, more affordable, sleep fewer people. So big, massive house will sleep the most. Then you've got 3 different demographics of people and 3 different groups that can generate income at any time. Again, build that around the horses as well. Somebody can maybe bring a horse, train it, do whatever they do. So very interesting. But if you want to have this as the main house is your main property, then you can rent the rest out, giving an income that will probably pay all the bills, it will pay the mortgage. So the income from the other units, apart from your principal house, if you don't want people staying there, will pay the groundskeepers, the bits and bobs, the electricity. So nice little self-contained units, fun. I think there's loads more space to put in there. We'll take the profits of this, pay the bills, probably reinvest it back in, get these units up and running, take this from a 1.5 million, maybe spend another $500,000 with different units and lodges, whatever the strategy may be, and turn this into, you could put £1 million onto this if you can get this as an operational business. So we can take the bricks and mortar price, really get the books, and in 3 years we can get a commercial valuation in this, more than the bricks and mortar. So very, very exciting. Little wood burning stove. So I'll rattle through these. There's lots of pictures. We'll get back to the main listing. Again, outside space. These are going to look amazing on listings. Look at all the space there. Fantastic. Again, it excites me. I would have a little look and see who owns this here. Are they going to object to planning permission? Are they going to be a thorn on our side? We want to make them friends. I'd find out who owns this, who owns these units here, what boundary rights they have. Are they going to be coming on our land, etc.? What communal repairs we need to do on other people's roads as well. So it's not very simple, but that's what we're here for, to look at these things. So lovely, lovely. Again, and rent those things out, make some money, and back to the original picture here. But I love the outside. So again, the very quick things at the very bottom. If we're banging a 30% deposit on this, let's say up and down for 50. Or 50 grand, your interest rates, I'll just put in 6, I don't know what they are these days, they always change. You're in for that whole thing costing you 6 grand a month. Let's say that's 6.5, let's say it's 7. 6,300 of all those different properties, you could easily earn that. So you're going to be earning 3-4 times that. That's not a problem to cover that mortgage. And again, it's a really great business. So I'm quite excited about this one. little stamp duty. Let's say we're putting that into a business that is a special purpose vehicle. You don't want to be buying that in your own name and paying a 2% additional dwelling supplement. So if we're buying that, we can see the stamp duty. Again, you're going to pay 76 grand just to buy that property. If we change that just for a little bit of education, and we're buying that, we'll see how that changes. It's going to go up to 116. So we would want to save you the difference there, the £40,000 tax, by helping you set up a SPV, special purpose vehicle, making sure that that's in there, ring fenced for safety and tax efficiency. You probably don't want to be putting that in your own name for inheritance tax purposes, for everything. It just doesn't make sense. For normal, I'm generalizing, so we would help you a little bit with that. So if you didn't put that into the way we would structure it for you, you'd pay 116 in additional dwelling supplement tax. If it was your first home within a special purpose vehicle, you would save you 40 grand there. So this is the little things you need to know when buying homes. What's your deposit? What's the best use of money? How much do we leverage? How much is that going to make every single month to cover the debt finance if we have it? But if you're buying that cash, that's going to be a great business. So I think that is a fantastic example. We're not looking at that for any of our clients at the moment, but I came across it for an educational purpose for this video. I think it does a lot. If you're in the market for properties like these, please let me know. If you have a property like this, I'd love to showcase it. I don't want to just use Rightmove. I would like to help individual people match up with investors as well. So hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you on the next one.